So apparently the Los Angeles Rams are holding trade talks for star corner Jalen Ramsey. And this comes as a surprise to many, as Jalen Ramsey is considered the top corner in the NFL currently. So this poses the question, where is Jalen Ramsey going to end up and what is his value? So look, I've seen the memes, we've all seen the memes, that Jalen Ramsey is basically the equivalent to burnt toast, that Ramsey isn't the star corner anymore, that Jalen's washed. And frankly, I'm gonna set the record straight, those are quite literally just memes. And yeah, for a little bit I believed them too, but then you realize and look at the stats, and they are seriously not true. Jalen Ramsey this year quietly had a very productive season. And I say quietly because nobody that I saw on the internet was putting him in anywhere near top 5 corners in the NFL. Which is mind-blowing to me because this guy is arguably a first ballot Hall of Famer and arguably the best corner of our generation. Ramsey this year had 4 interceptions, 86 targets, 56 receptions allowed, with 2 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. With all his coverage stats being tied for either top 10 or top 5 in the NFL. PFF graded his regular season at an 86.4, which is the second highest since 2017. And looking over his statistical stats from the past few years to see if he really was declining, he wasn't. Ramsey simply was just getting targeted more, but still averaged the same amount of yards that he was averaging when he wasn't getting as targeted as much. So it then asks the question, why the hell would the Rams want to trade arguably one of their best defensive pieces? Well, that's an easy answer: contract and cap space. Just after the Super Bowl, the Rams inked Ramsey to a 5-year, $100 million contract with $70 million guaranteed. And Ramsey was one of the stars from the Super Bowl to get a big fat contract extension, like Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. They all basically got themselves a bag and a ring. Ramsey's cap hit this year is $25 million with a dead cap hit of $32 million. So there's no way the Rams are going to cut him, but trading him seems like the most likely option. And this week they agreed to part ways with star linebacker Bobby Wagner. A trade of Ramsey would give them $18.5 million in cap space, which if my math is correct, they would have the 11th most cap space in the NFL. They are currently $14 million over the cap, and with the way they kind of imploded this season, changes really need to be made all over that team. When it comes to Ramsey's value, I honestly think the Rams would get a first round pick, a second, and maybe even a third for Ramsey. Even though he will be 29 in October, I still think Ramsey's value is still worth a first round pick, if not an early second round pick. I've seen a lot of rumors of people saying he can go to the Cowboys, to the Chiefs, and his most likely destinations for me are the Giants, Patriots, Bengals, Lions, and the one I think the most would be the Las Vegas Raiders. Look, that Raiders defense has a lot of good pieces, and that secondary has been a joke for years. The Raiders have the 3rd most cap space in the NFL currently, and obviously people are thinking they could spend that on a quarterback. I personally think they're going to draft a quarterback rather than just spend on a veteran quarterback, because we don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. And with Ramsey on the trade market, why not move some pieces around to not only help the Rams, but help yourself by shoring up that secondary? To all the people saying Ramsey was basically like Eli Apple this year, you guys are out of your minds. This guy is definitely still a top corner in the NFL, and he could show up any secondary in the league. If he's going to be moved anywhere, he just feels like a Raiders player. You know, the shit talking, the trash talking, everything that Ramsey's known for. And it would help the Raiders tremendously against big name teams like the Chiefs, Chargers, and now maybe even the Broncos in their division. Look, the AFC is stacked as a whole, and you need big pieces, big playmakers to make a splash in the AFC. Look, I know Ramsey's got a lot of shit this year for getting burnt by some of the top receivers in the NFL. And I think we've all seen those compilations on TikTok and YouTube. But even though I'm not a Rams fan and I despise the Rams, I'm gonna die on this hill and say Jalen Ramsey is still the top corner in the NFL. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but it is the truth, and I think we gotta accept the truth. Look, wherever Ramsey goes, he's going to get an absolute bag. And the teams I listed have the space to prepare that bag for him. I mean, some fantasy options. What if he teamed up with Sauce Gardner and the Jets? The Chiefs would just be an absolute monster if they had him as a cornerback. But those can only be dreams, right? Because a lot of those teams do not have the cap space to sign him, at least as of currently. But Jalen, if you want to hit up my boy Von Miller, you know, that'd be great. You know, just ask him for some advice where he should go. I think he should come to Buffalo, bro. For imagine you win Trey White. Oh shit, that would be lethal. Like I said, these are only dreams. Ramsey will get paid. And let me know in the comment section down below, where do you think he's going to end up if he gets traded, and for what? With that all being said though, I have been Josh from S.H.T Sports, and I will see you guys here in the next video. Peace out guys, and have a great rest of your night.